Alright, welcome to the Revolution, guys. As I see Gary Payton inducted into the Hall of Fame, I tend to think about all the great defensive players the NBA has seen up to this point. Guys like Sidney Moncrief, Hakeem Olajuwon, Dennis Rodman, Dikembe Mutombo, just to name a few. Gary Payton is no exception to that list. He was definitely the complete package. There was nothing Gary Payton could not do. Gary Payton could, be a vocal leader, can orchestrate an entire offense, could score the ball, and obviously play defense. He was nicknamed the Glove because he had quick hands, could steal the ball out of anybody's hand. 9-time NBA All-Star, 9-time All-Defensive First Team, Defensive Player of the Year in 1996. The only point guard in NBA history to achieve that. Not bad for a 6'4" point guard out of Oregon. Second overall selection by Seattle. Played most of his career there. Saw opportunities in Milwaukee, obviously. Miami, towards the end of his career, he won his only NBA championship there in 2006. Probably the greatest, I guess the memory that sticks out to me the most whenever I think about Gary Payton is during the 1996 NBA Finals in which they were playing the Bulls. Not sure what game it was, but I know Jordan, this was in Chicago, by the way. Jordan was going up for a shot, and Gary Payton manages just to strip the ball away from Jordan with those quick hands, and goes on the fast break, Jordan trailing him, trying to catch up to him. And Gary just, slams it with one hand, and all of a sudden just turns around and just stares MJ down, basically telling him he got the best out of him. But that's who Gary Payton was. That one play signified what Gary Payton was all about, at least to me it did. He had no fear, was willing to take on all comers, was willing to take on the best of the best. But it's a shame when I think about Gary Payton's legacy, because guys like him, who never really reached that legendary stature, tend to get forgotten and less mentioned as time goes on, as the NBA enters new generations. But for people who grew up in his generation and saw him play, and I did, you can't help but to cherish what he brought to the table. And there's no question that he's deserving of this Hall of Fame inductee. Seattle SuperSonics all-time leader in points, assists, and steals. Again, without a doubt, well-deserving of this Hall of Fame induction, along with Bernard King and Rick Pitino. Great class, great NBA player, one of the greatest of all time, Gary Payton.